Good morning, everybody. It's Kevin Canessa from The Observer and TheObserver.com, and our our co-owner and advertising director, Lisa Fiorenzo, is away this week in Pennsylvania, and she's volunteering at a camp, and she's going to explain a little bit about what she's doing this week, and she's going to introduce you to a couple of people who are involved in this wonderful program in Pennsylvania. So, Lisa, I'll turn it over to you, and thank you so much for joining us from Pennsylvania today.
Good morning, Kevin, and
Good morning,
thank
Kevin.
you so much for taking the time to do this for us. This is a wonderful experience for me. This is my first year, and I am honored to have Pastor Joe Butler here, who is the creator and founder of this wonderful organization. And we have one of the very vocal campers here, Joe. And I'm going to pass it over to Pastor Joe and let him explain to you a little bit about this opportunity that is available for a lot of our communities that we reach.
Awesome. Good morning, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kevin, for allowing us to just share for a few minutes. And I'm going to introduce Joey in just a minute. Joey's one of our campers who's been coming for several years. He lives in New Jersey.
Medford, New Jersey.
Medford, New Jersey.
Yeah,
and you got a job and stuff, Joey?
Yeah, dropping all everywhere.
Yeah.
And watch my county helper, and then and then do and then
Tell him a little bit.
And then we be down shore at on North Jersey, Wildwood Shore, and then there, and then always every year, and then Miss Poetry Camp, and then up in Lancaster, and Miss Poetry Camp, and then.
What do you like the most about camp,
And
Joey?
then first day we did we did pool and jump slide board, big cannonball splash, and then the second day, and then rock common, and then you did rock common. If it rain, and then you do rock common indoor. And if no rain, if we stay clear now.
Our drummer Wayne.
Great time, and then it's dirt time, and it's a great camp, and for the year, and every tour come back to do it again for next year, and then try and say, and then.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Thank
Turn
you,
over
Joey.
to a partner.
Thank you, Joey, for sharing some about camp. And obviously, Joey is excited to be here, and he comes back every year, and we love his spirit. He always helps, and he always engages in the activities and also in the worship. And something a little different for us, we, my wife and I founded this organization to come alongside other families that are impacted by disability or special needs. And we have 3 children, and our second child, Micah, has multiple special needs, and he's 17 now, and he's the reason we started Ability Tree. And one of the things that, the Ability Camp is like a summer camp. There's camp activities, there's swimming, like Joey said, archery, rock climbing, but we also have morning and evening chapel, and we give them an opportunity to engage and encounter God and build a relationship with God. And it's been awesome to see just how their faith has grown and spiritually how they've grown. And not just physically and intellectually and through relationships, but with one another, but also with God. And it's awesome to see their faith build and their faith grow. And it's a joy to do this every year. So I think one of the highlights Joey would tell you is chapel,
Chapel,
right? And the talent show.
Talent show, and then for the year, and then great, and
Pastor.
talent show is great.
Yeah, talent show's great.
And it's chicken barbecue, and that's the funniest fun.
And our
You get a lot of
bonfire
good
last
food,
night.
right?
Yeah. Fun party.
Pastor,
So we're gonna go into chapel, Joey.
We're gonna-
right
Chapel
now.
right now, and it's
before
chicken
you
barbecue.
go, before you go, how important is it that you built this faith component into the camp? Because we hear so often about people with challenges and disabilities, but you often don't hear about it in a faith setting. It's really remarkable what you're doing, Pastor. Could you speak to that just before you run into chapel?
Yeah, sure, Kevin. Thank you. We are all people, I believe, biblically are created in the image of God and need a relationship with God and with others. And, friendship is important for everybody, but also relationship with God is the most important. If God has created us, then we need to have a relationship with Him. And I've just seen that in my son over the years, how he's responded to the spiritual realm, and just he's very keen on who he goes up to and who he talks to. And sometimes we travel a lot, so he may go up to a trucker at a truck stop in West Virginia, and this happened, and that trucker that he chose out of the 100 truckers there happened to have a daughter with autism, and that led to a conversation and a relationship with that family in West Virginia. So 1 Corinthians 12 says every person has been given a gift for the common good, and that's talking about spiritual gifts. And so, maybe some of these campers don't have the physical gifts that you and I have, or a person without the disability has, but they have a spiritual gift that needs to be shared with the common good, with everyone, with people, with the world. And so we've seen that over the years, over the last 11 years, just how God has worked through these campers spiritually, and just done amazing things, and how they've grown in their faith. And we all were born, and I believe the fall has affected us all, and we all have the sin nature in us. I've seen rebellion in my son. I've seen disobedience in my son. And so we need to learn the truth and be taught biblical principles. And it's amazing just the response from these campers. They understand, they get it, and the Holy Spirit conveys that truth to them. And sometimes it takes a little longer for some than others. But that's really just the greatest miracle we see here is just when someone comes to faith and grasps the gospel message, and it changes their life. So it's just a joy to see that.
I mean, this is my first time here, Kevin, and just to see how the interaction, I mean, some that are in the wheelchairs, the others that can walk, they're up to each other. They're just feeling the love and the comfort of one another. It's overwhelming, really. It's been a tremendous experience, and to see what's happening in the middle of worship and the spirit, it really is breathtaking to see.
It's
really
absolutely remarkable that you're there and what you're doing, Pastor. And we can't thank you enough for taking a few minutes before you go into chapel to spend some time with us. So we're really, really grateful. Thank you so much, and continue to do this great work. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Kevin, so much.
Thank you.
And with the organizations that we have in our community, I think this is definitely a wonderful way for them to go to Ability Tree and look up the opportunity, because this is a wonderful weekend for the campers, but it's also a retreat for the families, because they day in and day out, every day of their life, this gives them a vacation.
Sure.
We heard yesterday, if I'm correct, a woman actually had an opportunity to read a book for the first time in 15 years.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Yes.
Yeah.
So this is also, the family feels relieved and relaxed to know that they're in the right hands, and it's beautiful. I mean, you just come here. I didn't even have to think. You just walk in and you just join in, and everyone helps one another. It's a wonderful experience.
Before you go then, Pastor, how could somebody who may be interested in sending their family member with special needs, how could they get in touch with you? What's the best way to do that?
Sure. Yeah, they can go to abilitytree.org, to our website, /camp, or they can email us. They can email us at info@abilitytree.org, or call 855-288-6735. And we are a volunteer-driven organization. We're also a donation-driven organization. We're a 501c3, and so we rely on gifts from others to operate, and on service from others to operate. And so like Lisa said, this is a life-changing week, not only for the campers, but for the counselors and the support staff involved. We have med staff, we have rec team, we have worship team. We need help in a lot of different areas, and media and things like that. And so it's just an incredible week. It's hard to put it into words, but we'd love for you to get involved. And you don't need to be a professional. You don't need to have a medical background to serve in any capacity. You just need to have a willing heart. And we can teach you. We have an orientation and training and team building the day before. and then the campers arrive the next day. And I'd highly encourage anyone who's thinking about it to at least come once and see what God does.